and a warm welcome to State of Business on Art Television. I'm Heshain Ali and let's have a look at the headlines first. 8 billion rupees worth pharmaceutical plant in Haryana will be commenced within 2 weeks, Minister says. Discussions with the Adani Group will be continued, Minister asserts. News in detail. Co-Cabinet Minister Ramesh Patirana said that the Cabinet of Ministers approved a proposal to set up a pharmaceutical investment zone in Millava, Haryana, with an initial investment of 8 billion rupees. Addressing the weekly Cabinet briefing this morning, Minister Dr. Patirana said that State Pharmaceutical Corporation had already signed a memorandum of understanding to get a land of over 60 acres in Millava, Haryana from the Urban Development Authority.
Minister Patirana said that the first phase will begin this month itself with an 8 billion rupee investment. The minister said through the establishment of these pharmaceutical zones in the country, the government expects to supply up to 80% of the national demand for medicine locally within the next 3 to 4 years. The Haryana zone is expected to produce orthopedic and neurosurgical equipment, anti-cancer drugs, pills and capsules, surgical instruments and lenses. The Cabinet had also approved to appoint a steering committee headed by the Treasury Secretary and representatives of the relevant ministries and institutions to expedite the project. A project management committee headed by the chairman of the SPC would also be appointed to provide technical inputs to the steering committee. Meanwhile, Co-Cabinet spokesman and Petroleum Minister Udaya Gammampila also added that liquefied petroleum gas distributors sought for an increase in the controlled price of the LPG gas, but no Cabinet decision was made on the request.
Co-Cabinet spokesman Minister Udaya Gammampila today said that government had direct talks with the Adani Group in India over a giving concession to build and operate Colombo Port's West Container Terminal after the government halted a plan to give the East Terminal to India. Minister Gammampila also admitted that India did not nominate a party to the WCT when the government proposed it as an alternative to the ECT, but they assumed Adani as India's representative for the WCT.
As we know, Indian government nominated Adani Group of companies to invest in ECT of Colombo Port. Thereafter, the Sri Lankan government made a policy decision to develop the ECT by the Port Authority alone and to develop the WCT as a joint venture of Sri Lanka, India and Japan. By the time Sri Lankan government made that decision, Indian government had already nominated Adani Group of Company as their nominee for the ECT development. Therefore, Sri Lankan government assumed that this is the very same investment and only the change of the investment location. Therefore, the Sri Lankan government assumed that this would continue as Indian government's nominee. So the Sri Lankan government continued their dialogue with Adani, assuming it is Indian government's nominee. Indian government has expressed that Indian government is not going to officially involve in these discussions about the joint venture. Therefore, anyway, Sri Lanka will continue its dialogue with the Adani Group of companies with regard to the WCT.
Minister Udaya Gammampila also said that Sri Lanka Port Authority had reached the Japanese government to know about their participation in the development process of the WCT, but the response from the Japan was not known to him.
We decided to change the venue and decided to work with the nominee for the ECT of the Indian government for the WCT as well.
Yeah, Mr. Now this is a tripartite agreement. So what has been the response of Japan?
To be very frank with you, it has never been Sri Lanka Port Authority has sought or requested the Japanese government to nominate an investor for the WCT. I don't know the progress of that decision or the response yet.
Stay tuned for more news right after this commercial break.
Tiki 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 baby, tiki relo amar soldai, tiki 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 baby.
ජාත්‍යන්තර
IFRA සාතික කළ සුවඳ පමණක් ඇති ටිකී බේබි කලාන්.
මගේ ආදරණීය වාහනය ආදරෙන් සුරකින්න මම පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ එකෝ ටැබ්ලට්. ඔයාලගේ වාහනේට බය නැතුව එකෝ ටැබ්ලට් පාවිච්චි කරන්න.
ඔබගේ ආදරණීය වාහනය ආදරෙන් සුරකින්න එකෝ ටැබ්ලට්ස් භාවිතා කරන්න.
News, views, highlights, updates and opinions. This is Wake Up With Us.
Welcome back after the break. Luxury apartments maker Trillium introduces another first in Sri Lanka, a condominium that allows pets with pet care facility. Trillium made this announcement last week, breaking the ground for another luxury project in Havelock Town with an investment of 1.2 billion rupees.
A super luxury condominium apartment complex will be established on a well-positioned plot of land, 40 purchased in extent, and will house 33 bedroom apartments and 10 two-bedroom apartments at Havelock Town in Colombo 5. The project is due to be completed in 2023 and construction will be carried out by Sunken Construction. Trillium announced that it has plans to offer the first 10 apartments at a discounted rate compared to the similar properties in the area, commencing with 25 million rupees, and 3-bedroom apartments will be 35 million rupees.
So this is the first time in the history of condominium living in Sri Lanka that we are planning to give the opportunity to residents to have their pets close to their apartments. Of course, not within the compound, maybe adjacent to the compound, and only limited number of pet care center facilities will be available.
It's a medium-scale high-rise project with about 10 floors and with a mix of 2 and 3-bedroom apartments where we are ranging between 900 square feet to 1,600 square feet. And as you can see, the area of Havelock has been constantly developing over the last couple of years, and we feel like that demand for residential property in this area, especially in Colombo 5, Havelock Road, has seen quite a large turnaround.
Sada Haritha Plantations Limited thanked their long-term customers with cash rewards at the ceremony held last week in Colombo.
Sada Haritha being the first company to introduce agar wood as a commercial-based investment, dividends were offered to the customers who purchased their spots in first-ever plantation in Nabada. The Trust Reward event offered a value of 50,000 rupees to the customers who have invested in agar wood 7 years ago, which was double the amount as company has promised. The company is tied up with over 35,000 investors bounded by the trust for nearly 2 decades.
Our customers has always been a key part in our value chain. Even during COVID time, we launched the Sada Haritha loyalty card for our customers for their true benefits. So here we are as proud Sri Lankans, ready to pay back your reward.
Education Minister Professor G.L. Pires said that schools outside Sri Lanka's western province that were closed due to the pandemic will reopen next week. Addressing a media briefing in Colombo, Education Minister Professor Pires said that Health Services Director General Dr. Asela Gunawardena recommended that classes recommence for all grades at all schools outside Colombo, Gampaha and Kalathura districts next Monday, March 15th.
According to the Education Minister, schools in the Western Province will reopen for students in grades 5, 11 and 13 on the same day, while other grades will recommence after the April holidays on the 19th of April. Students who have enrolled into grade 1 at Western Province schools will also begin their classes on April 19th.
එන සඳුදා ඒ කියන්නේ මාර්තු 15 වනදා බස්නාහිර පළාතේ අපි ආරම්භ කළ යුත්තේ පාසල් 5 වන 11 වන හා 13 වන ශ්‍රේණිවල ශිෂ්‍ය ශිෂ්‍යාවන් සඳහා පමණයි කියා. සෙසු ශ්‍රේණිවල පන්ති ආරම්භ කළ යුතුයි කියලා නිර්දේශ කරලා තිබෙන්නේ අප්‍රේල් මාසයේ නිවාඩුවෙන් පසු. එම නිසා අපි තීරණය කරලා තිබෙනවා සෙසු ශ්‍රේණිවල 5 11 13 අපි ආරම්භ කරනවා බස්නාහිර පළාතේ එන සඳුදා මාර්තු 15 වනදා සෙසු ශ්‍රේණිය සඳහා බස්නාහිර පළාතේ පාසල් අපි ආරම්භ කරන්නේ සඳුදා අප්‍රේල් 19. එනේ අප්‍රේල් නිවාඩුවෙන් පසු.
Stay tuned for stock updates.
මේ සුමුදුගේ තාත්තා පැහැසරණී
ටීචර් අර මගේ තාත්තා
කර්මාන්ත ශාලාවේ දහස් ගාණක් රටවටා අපි වගේ අය ලක්ෂ ගාණක් පිටරටත් යවනවා.
ටීචර් අපේ රටේ සල්ලි අපේ රටේම ඉතුරු වෙනවා. විදේශ විනිමය අධ්‍යයන.
වරුණ
මේ මගේ තාත්තා.
මල්ටිලැක් හැදෙන රටේ හදන පාට. Sponsored by Roundup.
Welcome back after the break. Trading at Colombo Stock Exchange ended on a mixed note today. The share price index dropped by minus 21.55 points to close at 7,296.88, and the S&P SL20 gained by 3.29 points to close at 2,909.98. The turnover was 2.7 billion rupees and over 143 million shares were traded. Up next are forex rates. And that's all news for today. See you tomorrow with State of Business at the usual time. Until then, take care and good night.